Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Retry Radio. We've been taking like a 2-month hiatus, not on purpose, but because we suck at everything. I am Kerley, your host, and I'm joined by Dennis.
Hello.
And Ryan Tierney.
Howdy.
Guys, we've been gone for a long time. So much shit has happened. It's ridiculous. We had in-game. We had Detective Pikachu. We legitimately had an entire E3, a whole nother state of play. But we're not going to get into everything today. We can kind of maybe catch back up on stuff on a future episode because today is just going to be packed with E3, and you guys want to talk about Days Gone. And Dennis, you had a special conference thing that you want to talk about. I can't remember the name of, but we'll get to it later. But first, let's kind of catch ourselves up on like what we've been doing for the past like 2 months. Part of the reason why we've been on a break is I'm just kind of adjusting to a weird change of schedule and all that. I was on tour with my band Flying Raccoon Suit. We went on 2 separate like little miniature tours back to back on a couple months. And that's kind of what I've been doing, and also preparing to have a baby, which I'm having like probably on the 1st of July, which so like all that aside, like I haven't really been playing any games, especially new games, but even getting back to streaming and everything's been difficult. But I'm finally like ready to jump back in, get back to normal just in time to have a baby and have that kind of throw a wrench in that too. But I've been kind of racking my brain on the schedule, and I think I got most things figured out, and I think it'll work out. But Dennis, what you been up to, man?
So yeah, I've been very busy making a game project at school. So I haven't I actually haven't played a lot of games except for Days Gone, which I'm gonna talk about in a bit. But other than that, I've mostly been I've been watching a lot of movies recently. And specifically, I found this website that I really love called Letterboxd. And it's basically a website that's all about logging the movies that you've seen.
Interesting.
And I've gone in and logged like every movie I can get any kind of information of when I saw it. So I went into my entire Netflix history and logged every movie I've had since I started using Netflix.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it took like an hour. And then
I feel like I would just make my feelings hurt. I'd be like, damn, I spent 7 years watching movies.
Worth noting, Netflix hasn't been around here as long as it's been in the US.
That's interesting.
And I also got like all the movies that I have any kind of note on with iTunes, and which is what I'm using recently to buy movies. And then, yeah, I've also logged like all the kind of funny reviews movies, because then there I know kind of when I saw them. So yeah, any kind of movie that I could find, like movie tickets, all this stuff that I could find. And it's been really nice to like be able to go back and see what I've seen and like have some kind of context, because you always have this like, oh, I haven't seen the Star Wars movie since in a long time, and then but here I can just scroll back and oh, this is where I saw them.
Right.
You know,
that is a cool idea. Like, because even when I was about to start the episode, I was like, man, what have we missed? And I was like, did in-game come out after that? And like Detective Pikachu, like it all kind of feels like a blur at some point. So it is kind of cool to have some context to jump back to. Real quick about the iTunes thing. What is your thoughts on the rumors of like iTunes going away? Since that's like your main platform.
It's not a rumor. It's a thing. It's not.
Okay.
It is going away. It is going away, but it's getting better. The thing is, iTunes on PC and Mac is nothing short of garbage software. It
well
is
said.
it is this idea that one piece of software can do everything, and they actually made a joke about this on the WWDC conference that they had recently, where they started talking about updates to macOS, and they were like, okay, so let's talk about iTunes. And then they went through the history of iTunes, and then they asked the question, can iTunes do even more? and everyone in the audience is laughing because everyone who understands anything about macOS realizes that this is a joke. And they started, and they say like, I think you can. And then they introduce Calendar in iTunes, and Mail in iTunes, and Safari in iTunes. And then the question comes, how do you switch between all of these apps? We'll add a dock to iTunes.
Good Lord.
So, but then it was like, obviously that was not the case. So they then announced what they're actually doing, which is they're splitting up iTunes into a few different apps, like they've had on iOS for a long time.
Okay.
So the music section is put into an Apple Music app. The podcasts are moved into the Apple Podcast app, and the movies and TV are moved into an Apple TV app. And all the device syncing, like syncing an iPod or an iPhone or an iPad, has been moved to the Finder, which makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was in iTunes all of this time. It makes so much sense that it's in the Finder, but yeah. So yeah, I was
just curious because I was very misinformed on like the whole thing. Like don't really use iTunes myself except for like burning CDs. That's as far as I even dive into it. Mm. So I was just wondering.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's. But yeah. Let's. Days Gone. I really want to talk about Days Gone.
Well, real quick, Ryan, what have you been up to?
Not much. Well, I mean,
wonderful. Days Gone.
Been working a lot. Went saw a couple movies. Some really bad ones. Some decent ones too.
You saw the Phoenix.
Yeah, the Phoenix.
Yeah, because Ryan is also expecting a baby, so it's just a bunch of baby fever going around amongst friends.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if nothing really that notable, let's go ahead and jump into Dennis and Ryan's review on Days Gone. Personally, I have not played it, and by the reviews, it's swayed me against it because, like, I did play a small slice of it at PAX, and what I played didn't seem to reflect what most people had come back with reviews because it had played to me just like a almost like slightly open world Uncharted for the piece that I played, and then everybody kind of came out of the reviews with like, it's a little meandering, it's not rewarding, the open world isn't fun, and this and that. So you guys kind of had different opinions, and I'd love to hear them, so maybe you guys can sway me.
I think most of the reviews on Days Gone is just straight up garbage. Obviously, they're entitled to their opinion, but
right.
The way I feel about the game is that I listened to Kind of Funny's review of the game, and one of their biggest complaints was that the game doesn't have enough quote-unquote, what's the word? Like convenience or whatever. Like, it doesn't have all of these things that help you throughout the game, and I like it because of that. Like, one of the things that I like about Days Gone is that you have to fuel your bike, and if you don't, you're kind of fucked and you have to go find fuel. And I like the situations you're put in because of that. You're like out in the middle of nowhere and like, shit, where the hell do I find fuel? And you see like this small little town ahead, so you just run over there and you go and scavenge through all the houses, like, yeah, I need to find some fuel. And then you find one, and in the process of trying to find the fuel, things happen. Like you run into some freakers, or you run into some people who are defending this town or whatever. And I really like how that kind of gameplay, and also it serves as a way to motivate you to always have a look at your fuel and like make sure that you don't run out, like in real life.
Yeah,
and I like that gameplay mechanic, because the thing is, the Days Gone is not a rewarding game. But I like that it doesn't always tell you like, yay, you did this and all this. You know, like I've talked a lot about before how I'm not into RPG mechanics and all that stuff. And that is because I find that to be fake accomplishment. Where you level up, and then the game tells you, wow, you got stronger. Don't you feel stronger now? You know, like, I don't feel stronger because the game told me I got stronger. I feel stronger when I can accomplish something that I didn't before. And I like Days Gone because of a similar reason, where the game doesn't have to tell me I'm good at the game. I feel like when I can beat a freaker horde, and like beating the freaker hordes are some of the most satisfying things that you can do in this game. And like knowing that you can accomplish that is what makes you feel stronger in this game. If that makes sense.
So the rewarding part for you, because that's like, I keep seeing that from everybody, is like it doesn't feel rewarding, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, because I mean, in like other games, what is the reward? Are you having fun by killing the freaker hordes? Is that like where it's coming from? Are you getting adrenaline rushes? Not necessarily like you're getting levels up or any of that shit, but like what is like the hook of the game that keeps you moving? Is it just like, what exactly is it that keeps you playing, I guess?
Yeah, so part of it is the story, obviously.
Absolutely.
It has a very good story. And something that I like about it is that it feels very real, very realistic, very down to earth. It, like, all the writing feels like something people would say, and not necessarily something that people would say in a movie or a TV show or a video game.
Yeah.
In that way, it feels very, very realistic and down to earth. And the characters are interesting from my point of view as well, as someone who isn't really familiar with like the biker world, so to speak. I haven't watched Sons of Anarchy or anything like that.
Right.
So it was interesting from my perspective on that part. I know there's one like accusation out there that they literally stole a line from Sons of Anarchy, but it's actually,
is it the ride you like a motorcycle or some shit or something like that?
It's actually revealed in a scene later on that it is a direct reference to that.
I mean, it's pretty clear they're taking influence from like that style and even that show. Like, it doesn't surprise me. It's just kind of like, you could call it an Easter egg at that point.
Yeah,
because it's clear that the art direction and the vibe that they're going for is to jump off of like the Sons of Anarchy crowd and all that.
Yeah,
as far as
it's clear that the concept was, what if you merged Walking Dead or World War Z with Sons of Anarchy? Like, that's obviously the pitch meeting for this game.
When you talked about like the item management and resources, it just sounds like a survival horror game. Like, it doesn't sound like it sounds
very survival horror.
Yeah, the thing that's another point. I haven't played this game in like a month now, so I did like 100% this game. I want to play more of it. I'm waiting for some of the post-release content to come out because I actually really want to play this game again. What the hell was I just lost my train of thought.
Well, I was wondering, like, is this because it seems like people didn't expect that. When I think of like zombie games, generally I jump to Resident Evil. I'm like, ooh, survival horror, and then people expected something completely different because this is open world. It sounds kind of cool to me because it's maybe the first time that we've seen like a true open world game be survival horror. It's like they tried to, give people what people most of the time ask for out of a horror game. Like, I don't know.
It's interesting. I just realized what I was going to say. Days Gone. Jeez.
Sorry.
Days Gone is a very niche game that somehow got funded to be a AAA game. Because it has all of these things that most people won't necessarily like that you have to care about inventory management. Everything is not given to you all the time. One of the things Greg said in his review at Kinda Funny was that he wishes that the bike was automatically fueled every time you went into a camp. And I'm like, no, why? That sounds boring. Well, why would you do that? Because I want to, that makes the fuel a resource that is suddenly not rare.
That's like saying in Resident Evil, it's like, man, if I go into a safe room, I want my gun reloaded and inventory managed. Just like that's part of the deal.
That's kind of Greg's thing though, because like that was his critique with Red Dead 2. It was just there's so many systems you have to upkeep. Like he doesn't like the gratuitous like just over the top systems like that makes it feel so grounded and so real, like it's real life kind of thing. Like because. The thing with Kind of Funny's review is they got a lot of backlash for it. Same thing with IGN, and because like the fans liked this game from all that I've read, but like and Kind of Funny came out and justified their statement, saying like just because we gave this game a semi bad score doesn't mean like it's not an enjoyable experience or something that's like fun to play. But like reviewing it as a game, they had critiques with it and stuff like that, and I definitely see those critiques like. The game, don't get me wrong, the game's fun as hell, but there are certain things that like you can tell that they're trying to do the systems like Red Dead Redemption 2 did, and they don't go as far with it, so it's a lot more laid back. But there are things that like are very similar to it. I keep expecting though, like in Red Dead when you ride your horse, like a small rock you'll just trip over and you'll get completely launched off your horse. But like with this game, they like went the opposite direction. Like when you're riding your bike, it doesn't feel real because like you'll hit a mountainside and it just like bounce right off. Like I keep expecting like to hit something and like my bike can just fucking blow up, but
just fly 80 feet right into a zombie mouth.
Yeah. The bike part kind of takes me out of the experience a little bit, but it is very like grounded survival horror. Like you gotta manage your inventory and make sure your bike is in decent repair.
Yeah, I love the bike. I love how the bike feels to control and all that. It is the kind of situation where I find the bike so fun to control that I often just run into things because I am just like messing around with the bike and just having fun driving it. And it is very slow at the beginning of the game, and it takes quite a while until you upgrade it to a point where it's actually kind of fast, which is a gripe. But yeah, you were saying, Kerley?
The one thing that I was really trying to get down to is like going back to what Ryan was saying about a lot of people seem to like this game. Like just the Twitter culture and just reading comments and stuff on reviews, I haven't really seen that many people being positive, and I'm just trying to figure out if this is one of those bandwagon hate type of things, like where it's just like people that aren't even playing this game are just pile on it with negativity versus like, is it actually bad? Or like, you know, it's hard to kind of sift through that today because you have people just hating on shit because it's fun to do for them. It's just a popular thing
like the Avengers trailer.
Well, then that's different because everybody actually watched it. Not everybody. But is it that case, do y'all think? Or I mean, is this game just not for a lot of people? Like, because like you're saying, is it a niche thing or what?
Yeah, I think it's that case in certain circles. Like if you look at, for example, again, Kind of Funny's review, there was no one who was really pro Days Gone in that review. So when everyone was negative at it, no one was there to bring up its positives. So it just ends up being a negative bandwagon. But no one was there to make any counterpoints about things that I think are good about the game. I think I wish I knew more people that were playing the game, because at school, like, I was the only one who played this. So yeah, and I really just always like tried to show off this game, like how fucking awesome it is, and like taking on a horde. Like, you probably haven't gotten there yet, Ryan, but like taking on a horde is just so fucking fun. It is insane.
I got to my first one the other day, and I don't have the satisfaction of like beating the horde yet. So I'll let you know when I get there, but it's terrifying. Like, I'm just I don't know how the horde system works, so I don't know if they can just pop up at any point, but like I'm always like super on edge and anxious that I'm just gonna find one like randomly as I'm playing the game.
Yeah, there's specifically like one of these Nero bases very early on in the game, and you like try to, I think this might be the horde that you actually encountered.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. The Nero base. Yeah,
it's behind the crashed train. And And yeah, like you try, like, because there are multiple Nero bases in this area that you've been exploring, so you probably already tried to get into a Nero base, and it's like, yeah, it's like not really a challenging thing to do. Right. It's like a tower in Far Cry. And this time you're like, okay, there's some freakers over there, so I'm gonna be a little bit quiet. And then you just kind of like try to get into it, and then you realize you kind of gotta have to. It's a bit trickier than other ones, and then and then you then you'd make some kind of noise, and one freaker comes after you, and then another one, and another one, and another one, and then you just see like a sea of freakers come from this crash train. Like, holy fuck, my bike is like quite a bit away. Like, I need to fucking run right now to my bike and get the hell out of here, because I can't take all of these guys on, you know.
Dude, I had a hilarious moment during my PAX preview, because they gave you 2 options to play. One was the story beat, which, like I said, it was kind of like a Last of Us style game. And then they also let you play like a horde mode. And I lasted legitimately like 6 seconds because I didn't know the controls. So what happened was it like starts you off and there's a horde basically right in front of you and below you, like in a pit. And like I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna ramp over this thing. Like I legit like pushed the gas of the motorcycle, fell off the bike into the damn horde, and they just fucking mauled the fuck out of me. I was just like, damn, this game's fun. Like, it was just immediate death. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that was good. It was fantastic.
Something that I'm really excited about that it's coming to the game soon is an infinite horde mode, and I am so fucking hyped for that.
God, that sounds awful. Yeah, just the inevitable death is gonna happen. That's just terrible. So just to cap this off, would you guys, knowing the type of games that I like, would you guys recommend this to me? Because I like survival horror games. I don't really care for open world.
Yeah,
like
I think this game doesn't make you feel like bogged. Like so far for me, doesn't make you feel bogged down with all the different things you have to do in an open world game. Like I haven't encountered like ridiculous amounts of like stuff that just feels like gratuitous and tedious and stuff like that. It's just
same. Yeah, I think
I find myself enjoying open world games, but getting like bored with them quick. Like. Aside from, like, I love the Batman Arkham City and Arkham Knight, but, I mean, I don't know if that's just being Batman or what. And then I also really love Spider-Man. So superhero shit. And also, I did like Horizon, but it was one of those that I got bored with. And Breath of the Wild, I never got bored with. So, I mean, it's...
all the side missions that I've encountered so far feel like there's a point to it. Like, it's world building kind of thing. And, like, the game keeps you on edge so much that there's really no time to get bored.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least for me so far.
I would say like the side missions are really well designed if you think about like how less budget had to be placed into them besides the side missions, the story missions. So I would say it took like maybe like 10, 15 hours before I realized what was a side mission and what wasn't.
That's great.
Because they were really like, it took me quite a while and said, oh, this is not important. I can go to this, you know. But yeah, so some gripes that I do have with the game is I was going to say the currency system, but I actually don't dislike it. I just realized. So
it's like, I was gonna say something bad, but then I realized this game fucking kicks ass.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I haven't played it in a while, so some of the things that I dislike about the game is the skills. The skill tree. I hate the skill tree.
That's because you hate good things, you know.
No,
you hate.
Like there are some of the skills that I literally didn't unlock until I had gotten every other trophy, so I could just get that trophy and get the platinum. There were like
that's
4.
A problem, yeah.
There are 4 of them where it's like, oh, if you hit a headshot, you get more stamina. Like that doesn't make any sense. Why? You know, like I think that just makes no sense. And then there are some of the skills that are really useful and should have been there from the beginning, and then there are some of them that makes you feel way too overpowered. And again, I've always said this about skill trees. Skill trees have this certain progression where in the beginning of the game you feel underpowered to a point where sometimes it's just not fun. And then you get like a few hours into the game, you've achieved a few skills, and now it feels like, oh, this is what they balanced the game for. And then you get more skills that feel like they're just here to give you more skills. And this always happens in games with skill trees to me. And
I don't know, man. I love some skill trees. The reason why I like them is because it gives you one thing at a time, and you get to play around with it. It helps because if they just gave you everything right off the bat, there'd be stuff that I never tried out, never really played around with. That's the reason why I like them.
That's what Breath of the Wild did.
I mean, I guess, but Breath of the Wild isn't really like a combo-centric type thing, whereas like if you look at God of War, if they would have gave me all of his movesets, I never would have found half the moves.
I mean, that's a big problem with me for God of War. Like, the only problem I had with was like the skill tree setup. Like, you could unlock so much at once, and I was just unlocking everything I could at one time, and then I got stuck in one moveset and barely touched other things. You know?
Yeah, I mean, Breath of the Wild for me, it's like you use your shield, you use Z targeting, and you spam A to attack. Sometimes arrows and stuff.
Fucking perfect.
It doesn't have like fancy tricks and stuff like that, like a lot of skill tree type games do, which I don't know. That's just my take on it. But anyway, let's move on. Dennis, you went to Nordsken?
So it is a Swedish word. It's it's pronounced Nordsken. It is.
Wow, you fucked that up, Kerley. Like, really bad.
You went to that there Nordsken.
God damn it.
It is the Swedish word for what the hell is it? You know, in the north and south, you have these this phenomenon in the sky at night. You know what I mean?
Northern Lights.
Yeah, it is the Swedish word for that.
Okay. Say it one more time for me.
Nordsken.
Okay, real quick. That is spelled Nordsken. So suck it, Ryan.
Yeah.
All right, but go ahead.
I mean, it's a forward word. Fuck off, Kerley.
Yeah, Nord is the Swedish word for north.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But we don't have to get into semantics, goddammit, Ryan.
But yeah, so we had the opportunity with our school to we had a booth at this event, and I've never been to another event, but as far as I understand, it's kind of like a PAX.
Okay.
So we had a booth at this event, and so we had the opportunity to volunteer to stand in the booth for a few hours. And basically we split up into teams, and we then had to stand there for about like 4 hours in 2 different locations. And during the time that we were standing there, we had 2 computers, and we could do whatever we wanted with them. Within reason, obviously. But yeah, so everyone kind of just showed off the games that we have made at our education, and I had the opportunity to show off my game that I made called Strike for Glory.
The T-Swift game.
Yes. So
yeah,
I'll get to it. So I was standing there and showing off my game, and there were a lot of kids at this event, and like some kids were like coming up and playing my game, and they really liked it. Like it was kind of a big success at the event. And then after my time was over, after I stood there for like about 4 hours, one of my friends that were standing there next after me, he messages me and says like, "Is Strike for Glory available to download anywhere? Like, there's a kid who wants to play more of it, and he also wants to challenge you at the game." And I'm sitting there like, what the hell? Like, it is this popular that people actually want to get it. So I actually did set up a download page. So you can go to dennislofgren.com/strikeforglory, and you can download it for yourself. It's available for Windows, and you need 2 Xbox controllers to play it.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. Too bad I don't have those controllers. But
I think the thing is we had like a crazy wizard programmer on this project, so it might work with other controllers. Try whatever controllers you have. It might work. But yeah,
it's still fucking awesome. Your game got like show floor time and like was attractive. That's fucking
awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then some other things that happened at this event that I was really excited about. So this is kind of a big event for the gaming industry in the north of Sweden, and there were like some pretty high profile like people in the games industry that were there. So because we were basically crew at the event, we were invited to an exclusive nightclub, like a VIP exclusive nightclub for this event only. And like we were there, and during this time at this nightclub, I had the opportunity to talk to the director of Rage 2.
No fucking way.
Yeah. But more importantly, he was the like a lead designer on Mad Max,
awesome.
the game, which is one of my favorite games of this generation. Like I was able to talk to him about the game, tell him how much I love the game, ask him why there wasn't a sequel, and like asks about like design decisions and stuff like that. And he was a really nice dude. Like he seemed genuinely happy when I told him I loved the game, because I mean, as we know in like this part of the game industry, like Mad Max wasn't super well received.
Right.
But yeah, so he seemed really happy when I told him that I really loved the game, and he gave me some answers. I don't know if I can actually talk about them publicly, but
no, that's awesome though.
Yeah,
that's fucking great. You didn't get to meet old SteamWorld dudes, Image and Form, huh?
Yeah, so that was I had basically two goals when I knew the people that were at this event. I wanted to talk to the designer guy. His name is Magnus Nedfors. Yeah, Magnus.
Yeah, for people who are uninformed, Image and Form, they're a Swedish-based company.
This was the guy from Avalanche Rage.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, so the second person that I really wanted to talk to was, and this is even a hard name to say in my language. But yeah, his name is Brian Sigurgeirsson, something like that.
Yeah.
And he is the CEO of Image and Form, the developers of the SteamWorld series. And I've been a big fan of this series since SteamWorld Dig. So he had a talk at the event where he kind of talked about the history of Image and Form and what they've been doing. And it was a really interesting talk, and I really wanted to talk to him, but I was literally I was like decimeters away from him, but I couldn't talk to him because he was busy.
Yeah, that's a busy motherfucker. I can imagine. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
a great experience, and also like I also joined a Smash tournament at the event. Completely.
Where'd you place?
I didn't even leave division, so
that's fair. Them Swedish, man, they're good.
And then other cool things was that there were like these Star Wars cosplayers there. So basically during the entire event there was like there were two different Reys walking around. One Kylo Ren, one Darth Vader, I think it was one First Order Stormtrooper and one Imperial Stormtrooper, also an Imperial officer, a few Mandalorians, real functional R2-D2.
What?
Fuck.
Yeah. It was a great fucking cool experience.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
You've never been to like a US like PAX or
No.
E3 or anything like that? I don't know. I was maybe trying to figure up like the size comparison. Like, do you know approximately how many people are there? Or
So I don't know exactly how many people, but I can tell you like about how big physically the event was. So
yeah.
it was set in like a hockey arena.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was this hockey arena was like the main expo, and then there was like a second big room, and then like the some minor things around. There was an arcade there as well.
That's dope.
I didn't really play anything there. Mostly
because
pinball.
when me and Ryan went to PAX earlier this year, it was like overwhelming how big it was, and like my social anxieties getting the best of me, and just like, whew. And it was crazy. Those kind of events are amazing, but man, they're overwhelming.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome, dude. Congratulations on that. When are you still developing that game? Like, is that a project you're still moving forward with?
No, so this game is kind of on hold. I don't think I'll ever continue it. Probably, at least not in the foreseeable future. I have other games that I want to make right now.
Right. Yeah, because I know that's kind of been your main focus lately is like developing stuff. That's fucking awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we actually recently finished another game. It's called Asteroid Odyssey. There's currently no download on my website for it, but we are continuing development, and Kerley is making the music. So
yeah, the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, so
Sweet.
Kerley.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Ryan?
I said, God damn it, Kerley.
Oh yeah, man, it's super fun. Like, especially getting out of my wheelhouse, like doing new stuff, man. It's exciting, very fucking cool. So I guess let's move on to the main topic today, really, which is kind of just a big bombardment of excitement coming from E3, which E3 is on like its last day today, right? Like the show floor and everything.
Yeah.
So we've already gotten all our press conferences and everything. And let me just start off by saying, motherfucking Banjo-Kazooie in motherfucking Smash Bros. How is this real?
Dude,
oh my god.
I was just messing around on my Mac before, and I opened up Photoshop, and then there was the thumbnail that I made for your reaction video, and I'm like, I still can't believe that this actually happened.
It's so absurd. Dude, like, let me just preface this by, like, there's a React video on my YouTube channel, by the way, in case nobody's seen it. Every Nintendo Direct that I've watched that I've been at home for, I have sat next to my banjo in hopes and prayers that it would fucking happen. It finally did.
Well, now you can finally move it. Now you don't need to have it in your room.
I'd never have to hold that motherfucking banjo next to my chair again. I'm so goddamn happy about it. Like, I know people are stoked for Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever that game's going to be, but don't like people are like, man, that's the big hype. I'm like, you guys don't understand. Like, Breath of the Wild 2 or an expansion, it seems so obvious. Like, it makes sense. Banjo-Kazooie and fucking Smash has made sense for years, and it's never fucking happened. It's like, it was a pipe dream. And, like, I believed it. I dreamt. I hoped. I prayed. Everything. And it just would never fucking happen. And then the fucking Grinch leak, it broke my heart because I let it get to me. It didn't happen, man. Grant Kirkhope's involved. Like, it's fucking beautiful. His goddamn eyeballs are so cute. They didn't use the stupid nuts and bolts design. Everything about it is so good. The damn reveal with him with the other rare characters. It's so goddamn good. It's so good.
Did you see Kirkhope's tweet about it after it was announced?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
so
actually
good.
making the music. Or at least he remixed. He is at least remixing Spiral Mountain, and there will also be featuring his original music as well.
God bless Grant Kirkhope, man. God, that dude's him and David Wise, and the fact that they're doing a team up on Ukulele. I'm just fucking another exciting E3 announcement that wasn't really in a conference. Ukulele has a 2D platformer coming out, and it looks fucking amazing.
Oh,
it looks like
2D
Tropical
platformer?
Freeze.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, it looks like some Tropical Freeze looking shit. I am stoked as fuck.
Yeah, I think I'm not as stoked about Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. First of all, the logo looks like someone just slapped some word art on it.
Hey man, to be fair, Tropical Freeze is the game with 1,000 fonts. All right.
Yeah.
And it's one of the greatest platformers of all time.
But yeah, one of my issues that was literally like probably the only issue that I have with the game so far that I've seen is that if you played the first Yooka-Laylee, game feel was something that they just threw out the room in the first design meeting. Like the game just feels like garbage to play. There's no kind of weight to Yuka as a character, not like how you feel Mario when you jump with Mario. It feels like he's got like weight and stuff like that. And
I mean, it never felt as good as Banjo, but it was okay. It was all right.
It was not.
I still like Yooka-Laylee.
Like
I
using and also like using his like tongue move. It was like they hired like a student who has never done animation before to do that animation. It has no feel. It is
hate you, Dennis.
Complete garbage.
Good lord, just roasted this game.
Man,
and what
I think
worries
Yooka-Laylee's
me,
fine. I think it's fine.
The thing that I am excited about with this game is that they're not making 3D worlds again, because they sure as hell wasn't good at it the first time. So hopefully they're better at making 3D
You son of a
worlds.
bitch! Banjo-Kazooie! Banjo-fucking-Kazooie,
Oh,
bitch!
Lord. So while we're on this topic, I would just like to say how much, as someone who isn't like a huge Banjo fan because I've never played the games, how much I appreciated that troll in the middle of the reveal trailer when Duck Hunt Dog was so great.
Man,
like, you just making him wait an extra 5 seconds, but it's so good. Like,
Yeah.
I stand by the fact that like I feel like Banjo is gonna make it into the mix with the Wii U version, and it just never happened with the rights. So they're like, fuck, we already got this character, throw Duck Hunt Dog on it. And like the fact that they bring him back for that is just so good.
Yeah.
Because
so
like,
good.
oh god, I still can't believe it.
By the way, I want to say
Also-
when I said the first time, I meant Yooka-Laylee, not Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, I know. I was just saying. God, I think Yooka-Laylee's fine. I don't think it's amazing. It's definitely not Banjo level. I like it. And this 2D game looks. I'm with you where I'm like super glad they're not doing the 3D, because I think the team is too small and it's too ambitious. Like the 2D game, it looks good, and they got fucking David Wise and Grant Kirkhope on that bitch. Like that music is gonna be some of the best video game music we hear in like 2020 or whenever it comes out. That shit is gonna be hype.
I never played
so excited
Yooka-Laylee, but whenever I watched the original trailers for it, it always reminded me of the PS1 game Croc. Maybe that's just because of the characters.
Croc.
A green
Fuck
reptile,
Croc right now. No. What? Okay. My other big hype for E3.
Do we want to go conference by conference, like what our big hype moments were? If you have one,
I'm gonna just throw out my biggest ones real quick, and then we can maybe go by conference.
Okay.
Nothing in this world gets me as, because speaking of music, gets me as fucking amped up as hearing the fucking Battletoads.
Oh, please don't tell me you're hyped for Battletoads, man.
Man,
That game looked
you
whack.
get the hell out of here.
The game looked whack as
Battletoads
fuck. Like,
that looks amazing.
It had so many shades of Power Rangers Ultimate or Mega Battle or whatever that game they came out with, the co-op 4-player beat 'em up. This is exactly same art style, same like look to it. Did not look impressive at all.
I like it. I like the art style. It looks fitting for Battletoads to me. I don't know. I like it.
I didn't mind the art style. My only issue is that some of the animation was kind of weird. It seems like they
I feel
could
like they
add
went
like
too
a couple of
fast.
animation frames in there.
Yeah, I feel like everything was just like going by too quick on that trailer. Like it was hard to really absorb any good information. But like just hearing that music again, man, that pause screen music. I'm at work literally like half my life, and like I'm constantly just walking down the hallway going. It's so good. It's such a simple, stupid ass beatbox. Like goddamn it, if it's not a good hook.
Oh, man.
Also, Blair Witch, that came out of nowhere. Hyped for that.
I literally thought that was Outlast 3 at first.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's
Like-
got like the camera and shit. Like, I was like, oh, Outlast 3, that's cool. And then it was
looks
like
good.
Blair Witch.
But
what the hell?
it
probably
was
not a
just a
game I'm gonna play,
surprise.
though.
Like this E3 was kind of underwhelming as a whole for me because of the lack of surprises. And then Nintendo came out and was like, "Fuck that, brother! Here you go."
There was a very bad trend at this E3, which is no gameplay, fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
Like they show
gameplay and leaks
they show this
over.
They show this like cross code X or whatever it was at the Microsoft conference. It's like, oh, this is this cool game or whatever, and then they show the trailer, and I was like, what is this? I don't know what this is. This looks like it's unaccomplishable in a video game, and it's just like a flashy CG trailer. And then it's like, I expect like, okay, let's see some gameplay, and then it's like moving on. Like, what? Okay, what was that game?
Yeah. My thing is like, and this could just be my own personal problem, but like E3 is the most exciting because it's like opening up like Christmas presents and you don't know what it is, and then it's there and it's like, yeah, awesome. But this E3, more than any others, it's like Square's like, hey, we got Final Fantasy VII and Avengers coming out. It's like, okay, I'm already getting my expectations set up. Whereas if like they had just been like, yo, RE3's on Monday night where PlayStation used to be. This is just going to be hype. I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm going to watch. Like, I feel like so many things were just like either leaked or announced too soon, and it's just like, man, what's going on? I don't like that. I don't personally like it, but I mean, it's just with the internet being as crazy as it is, it's just the trend moving forward. But I like being surprised, and Nintendo nailed it. Like Nintendo legitimately had like 2 huge moments that I just didn't see coming. Nobody saw fucking Banjo-Kazooie and Dragon Quest both coming out at the same stage, and then the Breath of the Wild sequel, while I said is, you know, it's a safe bet, but like I didn't expect it now. Like just at the end of that, like I was surprised. And then of course they had we'll jump into it in a second. Let's start with EA. I mean, nothing new was shown except for Star Wars, and let me tell you what, fucking Star Wars looks amazing.
Hell
the
yeah,
game looks
dude.
incredible.
Awesome.
It looks so good.
Yeah,
it's so much like
it's much more
better
Uncharted
than I
expected, and especially like from a multiplayer studio like Respawn. Like I didn't have very high expectations, and they just blew everything out of the park, and it looks amazing. And I'm really excited to play this game.
Yeah,
it looks great. I love the choice of the lead actor Cameron Monaghan as like the guy you get to play as. Fucking love him as an actor. I texted Kerley in the middle of this, in the middle of them showing this. Like I got for some reason some like Ratchet and Clank vibes from this game. Like the fact that you got a little clanky metal dude on your back, and like it's very like the setting seems very like futuristic planet type thing, which is a Star Wars thing, of course. But the skill points thing is a thing that Insomniac did with the original Ratchet and Clank games. So I just, for some reason, I kept getting Ratchet and Clank vibes, which is a good thing for me. But
yeah, I don't really see that because I can't get past like it's straight up like an Uncharted Prince of Persia game, but like in Star Wars world, and I'm just like, man, that's a fucking game that I need in my life. That sounds amazing.
It's got a lot of shades of the old Star Wars games too, like the Force Unleashed. It's like a way more polished Force Unleashed.
Yeah, I could see that for sure, because those are more like story driven, first one player type games. They definitely look better. Whereas like Force Unleashed always felt like a knockoff God of War style thing, like kind of like trying to be that ultra crazy combo type eccentric action game, whereas this feels more fitting for what I want out of a Star Wars game. And the little droid dude, he a cutie. Yeah, he a cutie, man.
By the way, I did not expect to see Saw Gerrera in this game.
Me neither.
Yeah,
actually played by Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What did y'all think of Greg Miller's presentation at the event?
Oh, I did.
I thought it was great.
I didn't watch that. I watched the video that they put up later on YouTube.
I will stand by till the day I die. I think Greg Miller is the best host of all time.
Oh,
like that guy,
he's
awesome. So damn energetic and just like he's an amazing interviewer first of all, and like mixing that energy with an interview. Like don't get me wrong, I love Andrea Renee, and she was supposed to be in this, but like Greg Miller is just my favorite host at pretty much anything.
Yeah,
like. I feel bad for Andrea having to miss that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
What happened?
She got sick.
Oh, Yeah, she was sick and she missed out on it, and Greg Miller stepped in and did it for her. But
well, they were both scheduled to do
she's
it.
worked with EA a lot of times, so I mean, she'll be back, I'm sure. Anything else from EA that you guys are excited about?
No, Madden and FIFA looked underwhelming as shit.
I literally didn't watch anything else from them, only the Star Wars thing.
I kind of watched a little bit here and there and was like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. It just... Nah.
Meh. Like a Sims 4 expansion. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Where's Sims 5's at? Come on. Like, stop. Just make the damn game a platform. Make the game a platform.
That's what they did. Sims 4 is a platform. What did they add?
It kind of is, but I don't even know. It's just an expansion.
Was it kind of like a Castaway expansion kind of thing? Like, on a...
What I want them to do is just make a new Sims game and just call it The Sims. No more like The Sims 3 and like we'll give you dogs.
Wait a minute. So that all you want to do is them to spend
just
like fucking millions of dollars on a new Sims game just so they can remove the number.
Well, it's not
Sims
just the
4
number.
is already a platform. Sims 3 was a platform. Sims 2 was a platform.
Just take your hand and cover up the 4 whenever you're looking at it. You got your wish.
I want like just the... But the problem is it's always divided. It's like we just got them on consoles like a couple years back. It's just like I want them to be an equal launch of like a modern game because The Sims feels so old if you play it now. It's like
here's an idea.
They're updating it, but with expansions, not actually fixing the core game. Like it doesn't.
I don't think there are any problems with the core game of Sims 4.
It sucks.
Actually,
That's
like
what the problem is. I hate The Sims 4. The
Here's an
Sims 3
idea
is
for you,
better.
Kerley.
That's what I'm salty about. The 3 was better than 4.
Just forget about it and like don't play Sims anymore. Use your time better, because there's no need to play that trash.
I love The Sims, man. Just the problem also is like they removed like the coolest thing from The Sims 2, which is being able to actually move your character like a regular fucking video game. And now it's even on consoles. It's that point and click shit. I'm tired of it.
I do agree with that.
It's stupid. It's dumb.
But yeah,
I feel like The Sims never moves forward. But anyway, let's not fucking talk about The Sims. Let's move on to goddamn Microsoft conference because their conference was actually pretty good this year. I don't understand what people's hate is with it.
Yeah,
I
was only disappointed because I expected to see Banjo here.
Yeah, a new
like
Banjo
imagine this. The Microsoft conference. It's playing, you got your Halo, you got your really weird, moody ass Gears 5 trailer. and then they announce the Banjo remakes. And holy shit, it's Banjo. He's back. It's HD. It's the first one. And it's the second one that wasn't as good. But the first one is there. And we're all happy. And then it fades to black. And then Banjo comes back on screen.
Oh.
And then like fucking Donkey Kong shows up or whatever. We're like, what the fuck? What's Donkey Kong doing here? And it's like fucking K. Rool or whatever. And then it's just like the same like with the Persona reveals. Like, oh, here's the Smash logo. And then just like the Switch thing shows up and it's like, holy shit, it's Banjo in Smash. Like, wouldn't that have been fucking awesome?
I love the Nintendo reveal too much to say yes, but I do wish that we had the classic Banjos remade or just a new Banjo because like they're sitting on that property, and like it just goes to show you that them just being in Smash is a goddamn phenomenon. And like, what are y'all doing? It's like with Battletoads. Why did it take so long? Why does it doesn't make sense? What the fuck? What the fuck, Microsoft? You acquire Rare, one of the most classic video game companies of all time. You make them do a bunch of motion control bullshit, and then you have them make one real game. Where the fuck is all the other shit that you acquired from them at? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Fuck. It pisses me off.
It's okay, Kerley. It's okay.
It's not, dude. It's not okay.
It's happening, man. It's in the works, man. Things are happening.
I'm with Dennis, though, where it's
rolling,
Like, I don't necessarily need the Smash reveal here, but a new game leading up to Nintendo doing the Smash reveal, God
I think
damn
it would have been cool, like, taking
hot.
a step back and, like, reveal the new game, and then maybe, like, do, like, a tease that the fact that Banjo will be at the Nintendo conference kind of thing. Like,
No, I don't want, like I said, I want that shit to be Christmas morning surprise, and it was. if they had just been like Banjo's getting remade, I'm fine with that. I don't even need a new game. Just I'll take a port on the Switch. I don't even care. I just want to be able to play it.
Oh, it's going to be on the Game Pass when it comes to Switch.
Like, Rare Replay needs to be on Switch or anything anyway. Like
I still believe that there are remakes in development because, like,
if it is, man,
Activision started this amazing trend of remaking PlayStation 1 era games. Thank you very much for doing this, and I love that Activision has actually said that Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon are core franchises at Activision. I'm like, thank you, that is amazing.
Thanks. Yes,
and like,
thank you. Like,
yeah, and if you're gonna milk a franchise, at least it's something that I will play.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get a new announcement for a remake kind of thing. Like, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Well, no, I'm not surprised because I imagine it at a state of play, but like,
that's true.
Yeah, the Psyonix team has to work on a new Crash game, and like, I can't fucking wait for that.
Psyonix?
Vicarious Visions, bro.
Vicarious. Psyonix does Rocket League. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Vicarious, yeah. They're all weird space names. Vicarious is making a new Crash game, like 100%.
Definitely,
it's happening.
We have no idea
gonna make a new Spyro.
We have no idea what they're doing right now, and either it is remaking some other game or they are making Crash 4.
Dude, they're making Crash.
Yeah. I really hope it is.
Because the fact that
the biggest
Enox is making CTR, like, it's not them making that. Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah, the biggest tease that they're actually making something new is the fact that they created an entirely new original stage for Crash 3, which tells me that they use that as a level design exercise.
Yep.
And see what people felt about that level, and then it's like, okay, people liked it. Let's make a fourth game, you know?
They've got nothing to lose on that, like, for real.
I just hope they don't keep Crash's movement 1-to-1 from the original games. I hope they make him a little bit smoother to control and stuff like that.
I'd imagine they do tweak it quite a bit. Just because, I mean, they're at liberty at this point to be like, people trust in us, and like, we understand Crash. I mean, they fucking nailed it, dude. Those remakes are solid as hell. But moving back on to Microsoft, like, the other hype thing was fucking Keanu Reeves. Like,
Cyberpunk looks cool.
Dude, that, like, it never crossed my mind that we would get that kind of a reveal from that game, because I'm already kind of sold on it from what I've seen. Like, it looks awesome and it sounds great and it looks great and everything, and then it's just like, what can we do to get more people hyped about this game, because it's already like top hype for everyone, and then they fucking put the like top #1 action star right now in this game of like a badass reveal with a fucking mech arm and shit.
Still though, like, no gameplay from a game that's coming out next year.
But we've seen gameplay already.
Yeah, we've seen, like,
not enough.
Yeah, not enough.
Yet.
But yeah, like did you guys see that?
Excusable?
You know, there was a guy in the audience who said, like, "You're breathtaking."
Yeah.
And he actually uploaded a video on Twitter where he actually recorded that.
Did you see what Keanu's doing for that guy?
What? No.
Keanu announced he's buying that dude the deluxe edition of Cyberpunk 2077.
Call it the breathtaking edition. God. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that was super cool. I love that Keanu was on stage and was like super corny. Like, I thought it was fantastic. Like, it would have been so cringe if the game like hadn't been fucking pretty hype. Like, if it was just some lame game and he was like, "Take a look at this," and like, at the screen. But like, it just fits too good, man. Keanu Reeves is like, the dude's already just like known as like this really amazing, nice guy. And then like he's so badass now too. It's
I love that. Cool. I love that he's had such a resurgence since John Wick.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. Anything else? I mean, Blair Witch was hype for me.
Yeah, there wasn't too much for me at Xbox conference. I mean, the stuff looks cool. I'm not going to probably play Blair Witch. I'll play Cyberpunk as long as it doesn't get like Anthem level reviews.
There's no way, dude.
I mean, I was down to play Anthem before it came out, and then just no. But other than that, there wasn't really much for me on Microsoft. Halo looks cool.
About
Halo looks pretty cool.
I mean, it looks cool. I've just never been a Halo guy, so it doesn't necessarily do much for me. Like, there was nothing here that said, Kerley, it's time to jump ship to Xbox, or at least pick one up, because any of the games I can kind of play on other consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, thanks Microsoft. Ori looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, the Game Pass
God.
reveal. The Game Pass on PC is the biggest piece of news for me, because now Ori I can play on my PC with Game Pass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 100% fine with that. I don't like playing games on PC, but if I don't miss out on the big Xbox exclusives by playing on PC, I'm fine with that.
I'm a little shocked that we didn't get a better look at Project Scarlet or whatever it's called. Like,
I forgot all about that. That's not good.
That's holiday season next year. Like, are they just going to unveil what it looks like and the actual name for it at next year's E3?
So
Is that
This is
not
a
the
little
game?
late in the game.
This is the strategy of what is happening with Scarlet. They did this, so they did this like very vague reveal, like making promises and all this stuff, like not showing any specifics. So then Sony can announce their specifics, and Microsoft can make any changes
Right.
Yeah.
that they
What was
that
funny?
they need to do.
What was funny about this reveal for me is they literally reiterated everything that Sony already said about theirs.
Yeah.
The same exact.
Yeah.
They're
We
like
have an
load times.
SSD, and it is like 120 frames per second. Also, what was weird, I'm very skeptical that we're gonna get 8K and 120 FPS at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's very much sounded like that when he talked about it. So I feel it's more gonna be like 8K or 120 frames per second.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, what are some of the new features? Because like graphics look good to me already. Like, I mean, I'm all for better graphics and faster loading times, but I don't know what they can do to really like excite the hell out of me, except for new games or like new cool features. Like,
so, the biggest thing about the new generation, well, there are two big things that will arrive at the new next generations of consoles. And that is one of them is the SSD. Like, that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah.
The second thing is ray tracing. Do you guys know anything about ray tracing?
Not really.
So ray tracing is like a rendering technique where like sunlight, like light travels in the game world in a similar way to how it does in real life. So currently in video games lighting, what you have is you'll place a light source in the world, and then that light source is going to shine where it shines, but that light is not going to bounce anywhere. So where to have this kind of to get this simulation of indirect light, you add an ambient light where you kind of increase the light a little bit. But here, with ray tracing, you're going to be able to add real lights and also real shadows and real reflections, which is going to add an incredible amount of realism to a game. Like, there are already, for anyone who's interested in seeing like what an insane change ray tracing does to a video game scene, watch Digital Foundry's video on adding ray tracing to Minecraft. That looks batshit crazy. It is insane, because what you get real shadows, you get real lighting, and the most important thing from a gameplay perspective will be that you're getting real reflections. Like, for the first time with this kind of way, you could add reflections as like a gameplay mechanic.
Damn.
Because you're going to have a realistic reflection of the real game world, and that's something that has always had to be really faked before. Where you'll see a reflection of what is available on screen, or you'll see a reflection of like a baked reflection that it was pre-rendered before the game was there, and then somehow the character is placed into there at the same time. There's always something missing from the reflection if you look at it hard enough. So this is for like the first time you're going to have a one-to-one representation of what the game world looks like at that point. So it is going to be a big change. And since this will be from this generation forward, ray tracing and SSDs will be like a standard of game rendering on these games. This will allow them to actually place that into the game design itself, which is really exciting. I hope that made any sense at all.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, to me, it's like better lighting, better visuals, more realism, and I'm for that. But like again, like the games look good now. Like it doesn't. Nothing about the games look right now is unappealing to me. So it's just like that's cool. The load times excites me more than that, just because I'm like fast traveling in Spider-Man was a pain in the ass, and it was just wonky and all that.
Why did you even fast travel in Spider-Man to begin with?
Well, just for example, like that. Well, I mean, it really didn't bother me that much in that game so much as it does like Breath of the Wild. But that game ain't getting ray tracing no time soon. Or not ray tracing. I don't fucking know all these words, Dennis. It's all technological. Just let me play my damn NES console and be happy. You know, I don't like console changes because like right now it's like, man, the games are looking real fucking good right now. And it's like we're about to move on. It's always a sad time for me.
So I can tell you exactly why ray tracing will be very exciting for the future of game visuals. And if you look at Uncharted 4, for instance, that game looks stunning.
Yeah, it does.
There are two aspects of Uncharted 4 that doesn't look stunning, and that is the shadows and the reflections. If you look at like the shadow quality of Uncharted, you'll see that it's very pixelated and it doesn't look very realistic or high quality. And then if you look at reflections in water and stuff like that, you'll see that it's also very pixelated and not very realistic. And this is the two different aspects that will change and basically like make video game visuals look much better.
I mean,
did you guys see?
Don't get me wrong. I'm happy about it. It's just
so. Did you guys see in NVIDIA or Unreal someone released? It was both of them, I think. It was like at GDC this year, I believe. They released a Star Wars clip called "Reflections," where they showed there was like First Order stormtroopers walking around in like a First Order base, and they just like walked to an elevator, and then Captain Phasma was in there, and it's a very short clip. What is the most mind-blowing thing about it is that it looks like something that could have been in a movie.
Yeah.
But that was real time. Rendered in real time, which is fucking insane. And that is what the video games could be looking like at the next generation.
And, I mean, I'll be excited whenever I got my hands on it, but right now it's just doom and gloom for me because I'm like, man, it's probably gonna be like another $400 or $500, and it's gonna be expensive.
Yeah,
games will be really light at first, and
yeah. What is very interesting about this generation, and different from the last one, is when the PS4 was about to be announced and all that stuff, I was longing for a new console so much. Like I was so tired of the PlayStation 3. Like I just wanted something new.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not really looking forward to the PlayStation 5 that much because it's just going to be a massive price tag that I have to deal with.
I'm excited for it, and for the only reason, like the big reason, Xbox, I don't know if y'all saw, Xbox when it came out announced that their new console is going to be 100% backwards compatible, like with all Xbox titles.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I imagine Sony's going to follow suit on that.
I think Sony might not have backwards compatibility to PS1, PS2, and PS3, but I am like 99.9% seeing that it has PS4 backwards compatibility.
Yeah. PS3 backwards compatibility doesn't work, like just because the whatever cell processing or whatever
the cell
technical
processor,
issues.
It's a very different like system architecture. It's but just hard.
They could
to
fix
emulate.
that with the PlayStation Now streaming, I guess. I don't know. Like, I mean, I just hope that that's something that they're looking at, because some people say that it's not a big deal to gamers. It's a big deal to me. Like, Xbox's strategy on that is really fucking rad. Like, that.
Yeah.
If it weren't for PlayStation exclusives, I'd jump ship, but like I can't because fucking Spider-Man 2 is going to come out, and God of War 2 is going to come out, and Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
And the next Uncharted.
They just trapped us. If Uncharted is still a thing in the future,
it'll happen.
But let's get back on track with the E3. Anything about Bethesda get you guys hyped?
It was Bethesda, Ghostwire, and Deathloop. Both of those look decent.
I'm really excited for Ghostwire because I really liked The Evil Within. I am sad that they're not doing more survival horror, but I'm glad that they're still keeping the creepy vibes with this. So I'm hoping for the best. But again, no gameplay. Like, what is the game?
I mean, it's a brand new announced game. We'll get more information on it next year. I mean,
it's hard to get excited about it if you don't actually know what it is, though.
I mean,
yeah.
Guys, the biggest announcement at the Bethesda press conference was that they're adding a battle royale to Fallout 76. Whoa! Look, and everyone's like apparently excited, and it's like, what is happening?
The problem with that is like it's there's so many battle royales. Like Fallout 76 was not a very fun game, so it's like whenever you mix that with all the technical problems and now you're playing with 50 different people, it's just going to be a fucking garbage truck. I'm glad that they're adding stuff that people wanted out of the game, like the NPCs and whatnot. I'm really intrigued to actually jump into the core game now, but the battle royale does nothing for me. Honestly, it just seems so like...
It's cool that it's free for the next 4 days, but...
I get that. But you guys dropped the ball in this game. Use all the resources you can to fix the game. Fuck this battle royale stuff. Get the core game right, you know? And it looks like they're trying to do that.
For the most part, the core game is right now. It's just getting people interested in playing the game. I haven't played
it, so I can't say, but I'm gonna still wait, but I am intrigued to try it out.
I'm
finally.
Still wait.
Doom Eternal looks great. It looks like Doom. Yeah,
it looks alright. I'm not a Doom guy, but I mean, kudos to people who are.
Doom is like my kind of favorite first-person shooter, where it's just like you run in and you're blowing shit up, and you're running in and blowing more shit up. What was really cool about this one is the platforming aspect they brought. They brought like a dash jump thing, which is like really kind of cool. It looks like you can make some really cool like puzzling platforming type stuff with that, and I don't know how far they'll go into it, but that was fucking rad. You like collect coins kind of like Celeste, where it's recharging your dash, and I didn't expect that. It was cool.
The thing about the first Doom is that it's a Nintendo game in all but name.
Right.
It is such an incredibly designed game. The gameplay loop is so Nintendo in how it is structured. Like, they take a shooter, which is traditionally something where you do long-range combat, and they somehow make you encourage the player to not sit and hide in corners and just run up and do things hand to hand, And that is all because of the glory kill mechanic. It is such a Nintendo game mechanic. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Meh.
I really like what they're doing with it. Doom is so fast. Because my problem with like a lot of like the popular shooters is like Call of Duty, for example. It's too slow. It's too real. Like, I want to just go in and rip things heads off and blow shit up. And like Doom is doing that. Gears. Plus, I mean,
no,
Gears is like a better Doom.
Okay, so let's talk about Gears of War for a second. I first tried to play. I played the first Gears. I tried to, and I just couldn't get through it. It's way too broy. The gameplay just felt really stiff.
And I didn't get that at all.
And I always felt like it felt claustrophobic. Somehow they made the character feel claustrophobic to move. And I was like, this is not good. And then now with Gears 5, I thought that trailer that they put out for Gears 5 was so awkward.
It was weird. It was a weird trailer.
They tried to do this weird mood piece, and it was way too long. And I just don't really, as someone who's only really seen footage from Gears series and seen played the first game, I really don't understand how they go from this oh yeah, bro, we're killing things, yo, we got a chainsaw gun, to here we got this really emotional, really here we got this really emotional mood piece where we got this female main character and all this stuff. And I really don't understand how they go from 1 to B here.
As someone who's played through the first 2 and part of 3, the broy thing that you're describing, I don't have that at all. Like it's not a very broy game. It's even from the beginning of the series. Like it's the story is extremely emotional from the starting point all the way through. So if you're I'm not a big FPS guy, but you can hook me with a story.
That's a third-person shooter anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a third-person shooter.
It's I guess. I mean, the shooting is in first person, but the movement is in third.
No, the shooting isn't first person either. It's over the shoulder.
Maybe. I don't know. It's been a really long time since I played the first one. But
yeah,
either way.
I think it's like over the shoulder is very like duck and cover, isn't it?
It's what?
It's like a very like duck and cover-ish shooter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like, from what I played out of the first one. So that's still
right.
not
Okay.
really what I'm talking about with Doom. Like, Doom isn't like a duck and cover. It's like you fucking running in, you're blasting shit, ripping things' heads off.
Okay, let's move on to. Are we done with Bethesda now?
Yeah,
we can
skip.
skip.
We can kind of skip over some stuff because we're running short on time. So Ubisoft, the biggest thing is Watch Dogs. Like Watch Dogs Legion looks fucking awesome to me. Like I'm not even a Watch Dogs guy.
I just want to make a team of old ladies.
Dude, exactly.
Just a massive team of old ladies.
Okay, so I'm gonna come in and burst your bubbles here. There is no way Watch Dogs Legion is what they said it was.
No, I agree with you 100%. There's no way it's as lofty.
I don't have
The
faith,
scope.
but if it is, man,
The scope of what they're promising is literally impossible.
Absolutely, it's ridiculous.
And
there's gonna be some kind of pushback. There's no way.
all I want
Yeah.
is to get a big old cyber granny gang and just take over London. if I can do that, we're good, bro.
I don't doubt that you can have a gang of nothing but old women. That's not. I'm not
Old women
I would
just
not debate
kicking
that.
London
But
terrorists.
They're going to
ass.
be
hell yeah.
stocks of each other. It's not going to be like each person has their own individual personality and backstory. You're going to have multiple.
I feel like they
stock
will and they
characters.
won't. I feel
I
like
think
they're
they'll
going to
enough
have
diversity to make it feel. If you especially if you don't pick the same character each time, like if you're not just going around selecting the old ladies feeding birds and shit. But there's just no way. There's no way.
I feel like they're going to have like palette swaps and stuff like that. But if you're playing through the game one time and you're getting this gang of misfits or whatever together, like I feel like they're going to have at least 5 old ladies that are pretty different and have their own stories. That's enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
I think
and
that
if
this
one
is going
granny
to be,
dies, just replace it. You know?
like this game is going to be like a 30-40 hour game, right? And in the beginning of the game, the illusion will hold up. You will think that you can get anyone you want in this game, but then about 5 to 10 hours in, you will start to see. The illusion will start to break, and my question is, how fast will the illusion break, and how soon will you realize that all they said on stage is a lie? Because once again, I think you don't even have to be in game development to understand that what they're promising is impossible.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the thing is like I feel like it'll be good enough, to what they're saying, to where I'm still excited because I'm with you. I'm like don't expect like hundreds of NPCs, all personal stories, blah blah blah. But I feel like in a playthrough, it's gonna work. Like I mean, you're gonna see through the cracks that there's a lot of carbon copies. But I mean, I don't need like a dozen like buff dudes to be my punching class. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like it'll be fine.
I love the running joke through E3 though about like the whole you can recruit any NPC. Well, then they're not really NPCs, are they? Like,
that's good. Yeah, that's true. I'm fine with it. Like you're saying, I do agree that at some point you're gonna see where the magic is like kind of like transparent.
Personally,
and
Watch Dogs Legion aside, I thought the get hype moment from Ubisoft conference was the Gods and Monsters reveal at the end.
Yeah, that looks dope.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
all you have to say
exciting,
is-
but it's like, what is it?
Exactly.
All you have to say to me is this game is like Breath of the Wild, and that's it. I'm sold. I'm done. Like, give it to me right now. Like,
Honestly, one of the reasons why Legion is the most like impressive game is because of how much gameplay they actually showed versus like
that's fair.
no other fucking game. Like Nintendo nailed it, by the way. The only game that did not have gameplay was like Fire Emblem, and we've seen a shitload of gameplay from that already from like one of the directs. So
You lie.
I mean, we saw enough on the fucking Fire Emblem direct or whatever.
We barely saw anything. We saw that the Fire Emblem game is basically Fire Emblem. Like,
Exactly, that's fine. That's what we needed.
Is it?
That's all I needed.
I think. But yeah, let's. Can we move? Does anyone have anything else to say about Ubisoft's conference?
I'm sad we don't have a new Rayman game.
Yeah, no new Rayman and no Nintendo collaboration.
They didn't even
Yeah.
talk about Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like,
Yeah, that was disappointing.
That game, I don't even know. Like
It's
it's like No Man's Sky ambition, and it's just like, what are y'all doing, man?
Yeah.
when they started showing the Gods and Monsters thing, I was like, oh, this is it. This is where they're going to announce their next collaboration with Nintendo.
Yeah.
But no, there was nothing.
I'm excited for Gods and Monsters, but that was the only thing that really got me other than Legion.
Yeah.
Just Dance is still on the Wii.
Yeah,
Jesus
that
Christ.
is
It's
crazy.
remarkable.
Get
But
it
yeah,
out of here. Kill it with fire.
What was next?
Square.
Square?
Well,
Yeah, Square
they
had a
the
good
Kinda Funny
conference.
showcase.
Yeah. Dude, you guys.
That was really impressive.
Yeah, I thought
like
it was
a
good,
lot
yeah.
of indie games. Unfortunately, like they're
was fun,
all kind of
too.
blanking. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
definitely.
their conferences are so good. Like I want all conferences to be like that. It's so
Yeah.
good. The format, like
I love
they
the
have that
inside jokes
nailed.
that he put in there.
Absolutely.
Like the McDonald's and like the place where he and Kevin go to breakfast every day.
Yeah,
Like,
and when when Nick comes in, it's like, let's get weird.
Let's get weird. Like I love their conferences. I appreciate what they're doing for indie games. I do wish that they would get involved with more AAA stuff, but it makes sense for what they're doing. So I mean, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
And if we can get one a year from them or two a year from them doing that, I'd be fucking stoked.
Yeah,
I was just hoping for some bigger indie developer news. Like I was wanting to see something from Celeste, or I was really hoping
fucking Chapter 9 Celeste.
I was really hoping we'd get King of Cards on Kind of Funny's showcase, but
Yeah.
like one of the highlights for me in Kind of Funny's showcase was the that wave race cross Tony Hawk game.
Yeah, that was weird.
That looks so cool.
yeah, it did
Also,
look
the,
pretty cool.
the skate burb.
Oh yeah,
There was a lot of good shit in there, man.
that last little reveal from the dude that's like a one-man studio.
Adam's Ascending,
Yeah.
That guy actually watched the watch along of me, and he was like, "Hey, man, yeah, appreciate you watching." I'm like, "Damn, we kind of talk shit about it." But yeah, I mean, it looks a lot better. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked the live action trailer, but I liked actually seeing gameplay and what it is.
Yeah.
It looks cool. Like,
Yeah.
it looks really ambitious for a one man project. Like, it's impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of Funny showcase. If y'all haven't watched that, because it's kind of an underdog, please watch it. Help them out because I want more from them.
Definitely.
And then we had Square, which I thought was a great conference.
Fuck yes, this is the highlight of my E3 for me.
I wouldn't go that far.
The thing is, like, yeah, Final Fantasy VII was awesome in the beginning. Then I actually fell asleep, and then I watched the Avengers part later.
I mean, this is straight up like, if you're not a JRPG fan, this conference ain't going to do much for you until the very end.
There's so much to get hyped for. If you are a fan of RPGs and just Square as a company, like that Final Fantasy VII it got to be the best looking game I've ever seen in my life. Like and that's a personal, very subjective opinion, but like for me, I have never been more hyped. I wasn't even as hyped when I saw footage of Kingdom Hearts 3 as I am like for what I saw from this game.
And because Kingdom Hearts 3, as great as it is, it doesn't look Final Fantasy 7 good. It's just Final Fantasy 7 looks like a modern game. Like
Absolutely.
it actually does. Kingdom Hearts 3 still doesn't.
I hear you.
Honestly, I love how much focus they put on the gameplay. Again, like E3.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro? Like, the games that we're talking about that we're excited about have the most gameplay. It's
that's true.
Think about it. Like, I mean, come on, guys. Like, I love a CG trailer just as much as the next guy, but it was just ridiculous. The gameplay, I'm not a Final Fantasy VII guy, first off, but I do like turn-based combat, and the way that they interwove like a modern combat and like the twist that they have on the turn-based, I put in quotations, is really cool because they have like that meter breakdown where you kind of slow down time and then you can choose your spells. I'm like, that's fucking smart. It's really
badass.
Cool.
I'm so excited.
I'm really into it.
I'm a little worried how long it's going to take to get the entire game because so far, like, there is no. They've announced like in multiple articles, like there is no like definite plan going forward on how the next game is going to be treated.
That's horrible news.
I don't care anymore. But like, I'm a little worried about how long it's going to take. But the fact that first off, this first game is just in Midgard, and they've added so much content that it takes 2 Blu-ray discs, to fill. Like
that whole thing is still unclear because they are so confusing on how they're even doing this. Like the 2 Blu-ray discs, is that 2 parts? Is that all Midgard?
No, that's all Midgard. The first game ships with 2 Blu-ray discs, all Midgard.
That's stupid.
It's not.
That doesn't make sense. It makes no sense.
It makes it digital.
And they're not even transparent.
It's a reimagining of the game. It's not a 1-to-1 remake. They've announced that they're fleshing out storylines and character arcs and adding a lot to the game. Because it makes sense because if the Final Fantasy VII as a game as a 1-to-1 remake, it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't. Like there are so many systems and ways that game function that just don't translate to a current gen game. And in order to give us the Final Fantasy VII that we all think we want, a reimagining is the way they have to go about it, and they have to flesh things out in order to do that.
I mean, I understand that, but a 2-disc, 1-part, multi-sequential part that they don't even have any idea about, that doesn't sound good. Like, there's better ways to do it than that, and they're not even being transparent about it. Because
I'm not at all. I trust Square.
Should you?
I do. I've always trusted Square, and they've never let me down. So,
I mean, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, but like the fact that they're on stage and they still have not look, this is going to be a 4-part series. This first part is 2 discs. It's only Midgard. Your second part is this. Your third or whatever. They don't even know how many fucking parts it is.
Yeah, they should have defined everything. They should have said like, this is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. This is
I don't want them to box themselves into a corner. I want take your time. Like I'm willing to wait. I've proven that I'm willing to wait. You know.
I mean, willing or not, you're going to, and that's the problem.
You're going to wait, but that's fine. Take your time. Make this game right. Like, don't fuck this up. This is the best, one of the best games of all time. Don't fuck this up. And
then don't hide behind the news. Like, they're not even. You're having to research articles. Like, you just spent 20 minutes talking about this game, and nobody knows how the fuck it's being released unless we're like, oh, they said something in an article here, something in an article there. They had the fucking stage. I mean, everyone's eyes are on it.
Like, E3 is not to announce stuff that you don't know. Like, we're just going to stand on stage and say, "Hey, I don't know what we're doing here, but it'll be out eventually." That's not something you announce at an E3
honestly,
press
the thing is,
don't show it now. If they don't have a plan.
Have one of the games done. That's what I'm saying. Like, they have a release date for it. They just don't. It's gonna be like Final Fantasy 13 was, where they have Final Fantasy 13 1, 2, and 3. And I don't know if that's how many parts they're gonna have, but I mean.
They never actually even said that though.
No, I'm not. But I'm saying that's the outlook they have for it. Like that's the way they're approaching it. Is it's going to be a multiple part game, but each game is going to play like a full game. Like this Final Fantasy VII Part 1 is going to have a start and a finish, and then
how do you know that?
They stated it. They stated that this game is going to play like a full game.
What about that other stuff you just said? How do you know that?
That it's going to have a start and a finish?
Yeah.
Because that's how the story of Final Fantasy VII worked when it originally came out. Midgard had a start and a finish, and then the story expanded into a second and a third chapter that all kind of tightly wound together into like a saga.
I mean, they didn't really even say any of that though. They're just
but
like,
that's how
hey,
Final Fantasy VII worked to begin with. And
Final Fantasy VII came out all on one like fucking package though. It's all different. But it came out on
3 discs, 3 different chapters, and
I know the fucking Midgard wasn't on 2 discs.
Right, because they're fleshing that out. They're adding more story and more character arcs and backstory and stuff like that.
Cool. Well, why do it this way? Like, I don't understand why they don't hey, we're gonna make just Midgard the game. Like, it's not even called anything. It just says Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Right.
Somebody going into that game that didn't watch the E3 press conference, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense.
I love the reaction. Just someone buys the game, starts it. What the fuck?
What the fuck? They finished the game like, fuck. That was not the full game I remember. It's just they should have just called it Final Fantasy VII Midgard or something, you know?
They don't need to do that, though.
I disagree. I think it's dumb.
I don't think they needed to do that. I think you're arguing semantics over some bullshit. And you didn't need
it's not semantics, though.
It is.
They nowhere on stage talked about multiple parts. They never mention it. So what if we don't even get anything after this?
They've already mentioned that it's a multiple part thing.
They didn't. They said this game focuses on.
It's been known that this game was going to be multiple parts.
They didn't say anything about it on this stage, Ryan. They literally were like, this game focuses on Midgard, which it's on 2 Blu-ray discs, and it plays out like a full game. And it's like, well, is the second disc past Midgard? Is this 2 discs only Midgard? Are we getting more parts after Midgard? Are they going to have the end of the game in Midgard? Like, none of it's actually clearly explained. So what the fuck? Dennis, shut up.
They defined that this first game is 2 Blu-ray discs worth of content.
They never said first game. They never said anything about it being the first.
All of which takes place in Midgard. They did say that. Go back and watch the conference.
They say, literally, the first game.
Yes. This first game. They did.
All right, I'm going to rewatch the press
You're
conference.
And the conference
somebody's going to eat their words, and it might be me, because I don't fucking remember. All right, moving on. Square, anything else? Avengers.
Yeah,
disappointing.
Avengers. All right, no, hold on. I'm going to take the floor here because you're pissing me off already, and I'm going to get pissed off even more.
All right, real quick. We gotta go pretty quick because I gotta get ready for work in 10 minutes.
So. Fuck. I just want to say that this game is getting undeservingly criticized for bullshit. Like, God damn it!
Please move on from the Square conference.
All right, we got to go bullet points real quick. The reason why I was underwhelmed, first off, because they told us it was going to be there, which it would have been like I thought it was going to be there, and yeah, it is, big hype moment. Second off, the hair looks bad. Third off, Thor's design looks really bad. Yeah, not a fan of Captain America's design either.
You're crazy. You're just pissed because it doesn't look like the MCU characters.
I'm doing my bullet points.
Bullet points suck.
The voice cast, fantastic. Nolan North and Troy Baker, I love that. I don't like that they were unclear about the multiplayer. First player is the whole game multiplayer, is the online connectivity. I don't understand what it is. No gameplay except for like 1 second shot. Oh, there was gameplay. It's like, no, give me a fucking section of this game. What does it feel like? What does it look like? That's the reason why it's getting hate, Ryan. And no, it does not look fully polished.
It looks fine. It looks just as good as Spider-Man PS4.
It does look fine. It does not look like Spider-Man PS4.
It absolutely does.
You're wrong.
You're crazy. You're fucking crazy.
My biggest issue with the Avengers game is that all of the characters just feel like imitations of the guys in the movies.
They don't.
Like bad imitations.
They feel like their own interpretations of the characters, which is what they are. Don't.
I think Thor's design looks bad. And something about everyone's hair just does not look right to me.
Why does Tony Stark have so long hair? It doesn't fit. I don't like it.
It's like the way
also
their hair's like weird and stiff. Like, it's strange.
He just straight up sounds like Nolan, like Nathan Drake. And I know it's Nolan North who played
Deadpool,
him,
man.
but like it's just Nathan Drake, and it doesn't work to me. Like, I don't know. Like the problem, like when you've got someone like Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark, Iron Man, Like, you can't put anyone else in that role. It's not possible.
That's why I think they're getting unfairly criticized. What are they supposed to do? Pay Robert Downey Jr. millions of dollars to do a voiceover? Like, the characters are going to be different from the MCU. They have to be. I mean, that's what I think is bullshit. Is everybody's criticizing this because either the character designs don't look like the MCU, or
that's
B,
not my problem. My problem is the designs.
It's your problem, and you're not willing to admit it.
The problem is the designs don't look good.
The designs look great. You're crazy,
dude. Look at Captain America not fully suited up. His chest is all.
He looks fine.
He looks like he's wearing like a puffed up bra.
He looks like he's wearing Captain America's costume.
No, dude. Like some of the characters, like Captain America and Thor, they're like unrealistically buff.
It just looks wrong. And Black Widow looks okay. Iron Man looks okay to me. The hair on him doesn't necessarily bother me. It's not even like the designs, but also like graphically, the hair doesn't look right. Like coming off of like God of War, and like Kratos' beard is all detailed and everything, and then you look at this and everything looks kind of like PS3-ish.
It doesn't. You're crazy. Oh my god.
It has vibes of it. Like, it doesn't look as good as I want it to be.
Man, this game looks PS4 as fuck. I don't understand. I think I need to go to the doctor to get my eyes checked or something, because this game looks beautiful. The graphics look amazing. Like, I get some people are unhappy with the concept design, but holy shit.
I mean, it's a mixture, because like some of the designs, I really like the way Hulk looks. He looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, Hulk.
But then
great.
Thor, like, something is off. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. But whenever I saw it, it didn't give me like, holy shit. It was more like, huh, or oof, or eh.
Whatever.
Like, I'm just saying, like, that's the impression that I got. But we got to move on.
Yeah.
We could talk about Square Avengers another time. Nintendo, the best conference for me, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they had the most gameplay. They had the most surprise announcements. And I like the format of a direct more so than a press conference nowadays. I think traditional press conferences are cool, but I just don't prefer that as my method of delivery of all this information.
What surprise announcements did they have other than Breath of the Wild 2?
We knew we were getting Banjo and Smash. We didn't know we were getting
Smash
2
characters, though.
We didn't know we were getting 2 or Banjo. What are you talking about?
I mean, but we knew we were getting some. I mean, like... And Banjo and Dragon Warrior have been rumored forever now. Like,
I mean, Banjo's been rumored to get in since fucking the Brawl, but it's never happened.
Right, but he was in multiple fake leaks. I mean, the hype around Banjo being a Smash has never been more real than it was the months
Goku has been in multiple
into.
Smash leagues. Who gives a shit?
No,
my point is it's a surprise.
Goku was a rumor created because the guys at Funimation said they wanted to talk to Nintendo to get Goku into Smash.
Okay, what?
He's never coming to Smash.
What grounds did we have that Banjo was actually going to make it in? It was just fans speculating,
leaks, like actual reported leaks that ended up being true.
There were not.
Nothing.
You're a fucking idiot.
There were multiple leaks that Banjo was a DLC character for Smash.
I would like to see those leaks, please, and thank you.
Email you the fuck. I'll post the articles in Discord when I have the time.
If they're actually legitimate, I'll eat my words, but I won't because they aren't.
And Dragon Quest Warrior, we knew about. We knew about him already.
We didn't know about him. It's all speculation, Ryan.
Man, we knew about him.
No, it was all speculation, man. It was not real.
There's a difference between somebody leaking something that is a speculation and an actual leak, like Watch Dogs Legion actually being leaked out as being in London. Like, that's let's
actually talk about. Can we talk about how fucking amazing Luigi's Mansion 3 looks?
That game looks so good.
It looks amazing. Dude, I don't care for Luigi in the 3DS, but the fact that they're actually giving him unique powers is really fucking cool.
Yeah, so actually the story behind
I'm a little confused about like 17 Luigis in the room.
Luigi
it's
actually,
party mode.
Like, Luigi actually comes from Luigi's Mansion 3. They retroactively put him into Luigi's remake of Luigi's Mansion 1.
I didn't know that. But, I mean, it looks fucking awesome. I'm 100% in.
I'm down.
One of the biggest hype things for me that was post E3, but during the Treehouse Live, is Super Mario Maker 2 Online is going to get matchmaking with friends as an update. Just a really fucking amazing piece of news.
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked for that. Animal Crossing getting a delay is a bummer, but
It's a yawn
They said
fest
why?
anyway. It's like
You're an
Sims, but
idiot.
with animals.
Why do you hate Sims games? Why do you hate things?
Shut up. Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing is perfect. It's such a chill game, and it looks great. I like that you can have black characters and stuff. That's cool. Representation. Shout out to Nintendo.
It's awesome that you're actually going to be able to customize your villager from the beginning.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. I like that they're being upfront about the online stuff. I'm bummed that you can't have your separate island with multiplayer, but it is what it is. It's Animal Crossing. I'm hyped. I'm good.
Spyro Reignited Trilogy finally coming to Switch.
That's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, that would be something that I would say was pretty obvious.
Yeah, definitely.
But, I mean, you can't beat the Banjo hype, dude. You're an idiot, Ryan. That was all just people
Banjo
willing it.
I mean, it's cool, but I don't play banjo. I've never played banjo. I mean, I'm glad
that's
for
fine.
you. I'm happy for you. But
Good.
It
You
did
better
nothing
be.
for me.
You're crazy. We might.
Sora for Smash. Let's go.
No.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at this point,
yeah,
dude. We got Joker and Banjo. Literally anything. I would be surprised at this point if Crash Bandicoot doesn't make it, and that was not a reality before Banjo. I honestly 100% think he will be the last character revealed.
I don't think
Like
so.
they're both Crash and Spyro are technically Activision characters, so it wouldn't have to be any kind of collaboration between Nintendo and Sony for it. So it's
Yeah.
possible.
That's
Dude,
true.
I would be surprised, honestly, if he's not in it at this point. And that would have been different before Banjo, but like honestly, like they're giving you everyone that you've ever wanted. Like Gino, I could easily see finally making his way because that's like we're running out of characters that people have been longing for. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
And
It's
like
actually crazy.
I'd really the one thing that I hope with the final two characters for a Smash DLC is that please don't put a fucking other weeb character into this game. Like
A what?
a weeb character. Like we've got so many Fire Emblem characters. We've got Shulk. We've got Cloud. We've got Joker. We've got so many anime characters in this game. And now with Dragon Quest, they put fucking 4 Dragon Quest characters in it. Please
put 4 of
stop putting more anime characters in this game.
Like you were saying, the Dragon Quest one, that one makes sense. I didn't expect fucking 4 of them in there. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
crazy.
one character with a bunch of different skins. I mean,
That's still though. I mean, they don't put fucking Shadow as a skin of Sonic. It's surprising.
that's
Like,
true. That's very true.
Well, if you listen
Like-
to the hardcore Sonic fans, Shadow is actually a bit too unique from it to be a Sonic skin. But,
I hate you,
Oh
dude.
my lord!
Oh my god. We can't leave out fucking Link's Awakening. That is
That looks good.
incredible.
very good.
The art style, I could have never dreamed of an art style like this.
Yeah.
This is so goddamn Nintendo. It's so
I
good.
love that people
Jesus.
like the art style too. It's like, the f-
How can you hate it?
Why would you hate
How
this?
can you possibly hate it? It's
There's
so
no way.
goddamn
That's-
good.
it's-
That looks like a fucking masterpiece, like waiting to happen. And then closing out the show right after the biggest hype moment of all time, that is Banjo-Kazooie and Smash Brothers.
You got that
get-
backwards. You got that backwards, dude.
You get this shot opening up, and you see the fucking graphic style and the art style, and you're like, that looks kind of like Zelda. Ain't no way Zelda Breath of the Wild's in here with Link's Awakening, and after this Banjo hype-ass announcement, and then you see motherfucking short hair Zelda and Link, and you're just like, what is this? Is this an expansion? Is this a DLC? You see all kinds of crazy shit. Evil Ganon dead dude, or whatever the fuck that guy is, opening his dark red-ass eyes, and then the sequel
It
to
is-
Breath of the Wild is in development.
Yes, it
And
is.
the fucking mic
so
drops, and Nintendo wins E3. Kiss my dick, Ryan.
It is. It has confirmed. It is confirmed. They have confirmed that it is a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It looked like some like Dark World shit might be happening, like with the overworld.
Yeah.
God, dude, I am in. Like,
March 2021.
no.
March 2021. That's what I'm putting the date on it. That's what we're
I
gonna
mean, I
do.
could see a March release. That's when Breath of the Wild was. I don't know, man. That's a good
I don't
guess.
think it's impossible that it's coming out next year.
No way.
I think it's unlikely. Although I'm still set. Where's our Odyssey 2 Like,
Dude,
I want that.
Odyssey 2 is next year.
Is it? I hope so. I hope you're right.
No, not coming out next year. We're going to get
like
at
a reveal
E3
for it next year. I hope so.
I honestly think next E3 Odyssey 2 is going to be revealed in kind of the same vein.
Yeah.
God, I hope so.
Dude, that would be... Oh, man, I'm so happy. E3 was awesome, but like I said, a lot of letdowns with like surprises and...
Yeah, I think Sony being there,
lack of Sony being
was
there,
the biggest letdown of all.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to see updates on Last of Us 2 and Ghost.
Exactly. It's those games, like, I just want to see more of those games.
Yeah.
But one of the I hope one of the hopes that or one of the questions that I have in regards to Nintendo's lineup is, what is the ARMS team doing right now? Because before they made
that game is dead in the water.
before they made ARMS, they made Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Or Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 9, baby.
And then they made ARMS and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And since the development of ARMS wrapped and post-launch and everything like that, they've been like doing like the Labo support to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and stuff like that. And what are they doing? Like, what are they doing? I want to see their next game.
I have to imagine it's the next Mario Kart, like core Mario Kart. I don't think we'll see it for some time, but I have to imagine 2021 is when we'll get a reveal of it and probably release that same year.
Yeah.
Also, what the fuck happened to Pikmin 4?
Dude, that's next year, too. Like, we've got to see something about it.
Yeah,
Prime Trilogy is a mystery. Like, I think it's gotten pushed back because of Prime 4 being completely redone. Like, I feel like Prime Trilogy, they're sitting on it a little closer.
All the rumors say that it's already finished.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I think they're trying to be like, we don't want to put it out now and give people the expectation that Prime 4 is even close, because it's fucking not, unfortunately. So exciting times, man. That's all the time we really have for today, guys.
Whoa. Something needs to happen, because we haven't had a discussion in a long time. I need to make y'all eat shit real quick. So I don't know if it was our last podcast or not, but a few podcasts ago we talked about a state of play, and we talked about what game of the three we thought would come out first, between Ghost, Death Stranding, and Last of Us 2. And I put out there that I thought Death Stranding was coming first because, you know, Kojima's going to do whatever the fuck he wants, and y'all laughed and called me an idiot. And I would just like to say, fuck you.
You're right, everybody. Ryan is still an idiot.
God damn it.
No, it's very surprising. And that's a good thing. You know, I honestly, because Kojima could have done whatever he wanted, he could have been like, nah, bro, this game ain't coming out till like 2028. Or he could have been like, hey, the game's been out for 3 years and y'all didn't know it. It was hiding behind that other game in GameStop. And we'd be like, you got us. Damn. But I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm surprised. I think it's crazy. There are like articles and stuff that say The Last of Us Part 2 got delayed and was supposed to be out this year. But,
yeah,
you know, I'm completely fine with getting Death Stranding this year and Last of Us Part 2 next year. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, fine with me.
But all right, yeah, we're out of time. So thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Let us know what your biggest E3 hype moments were. And, you know, check out Dennis's game that he linked earlier to you. That was awesome. And we'll see you guys next time. Dennis, where can they find you?
You can find me at Dennis_Lofgren on Twitter, ranting about things.
Sweet. Ryan?
A lot of Apple stuff.
Hell yeah. Ryan, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Sweet Tea Productions or Facebook at Ryan Charity.
Sweet. I am at Kerley Studios on Twitter and youtube.com/Kerley Studios, Kerley. Thank you so much for listening to Retry Radio, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Fuck.